I recently took a walking tour of historic Elmwood Cemetery entitled True Crimes of Bygone Times. It was very interesting. We stopped at the graves of infamous murderers buried there and learned about their crimes. Check their websites for other tours. Following are some of the murderers we learned about during our tour. Evan Jeffries' grandmother, Elizabeth Evans Dale Jeffries, was accused of killing 7 of her husbands and was labeled a black widow. The Civil War started before she could be tried, so she never served time for killing any of her husbands. It is said she kept a hat rack with 7 men's hats on it for each of her husbands. 19-year-old Alice Mitchell cut the throat of her 17-year-old lover, Frida Ward, because she refused to marry her. Her murder was featured on the TV show Deadly Women.
A man by the name of Charles Cox. They were, those wild and crazy young kids in love, except they got divorced a couple months later. Shocker. And she moved back here, moved in with her mama, and resumed sex work. And then about 2 years later, she ran away to Arkansas again. Don't know why Arkansas was a hot spot, but she moved off to Arkansas to marry a man named Roy Calvert. Now, Roy was trash. He was just trash. He was drunk. He was abusive. When everything was said and done, the newspapers were running pictures of her before her marriage and during her marriage to show how much he'd beaten her. So he was abusive. So she decided, she was the original Goodbye Earl. She decided to shoot him and kill him. So this is where she turns into a Dixie Chick song, and I 100% support this.
Alma Theed's murders were featured on the crime TV show Deadly Women. She killed 3 of her husbands and was called a black widow. She only served time for the murder of 2, as the 3rd was considered justifiable homicide. Attorney General Bankhead was called a traitor to the Confederacy because when he saw the South was losing, he quit the war and eventually returned to Memphis. Some of the Confederates in Memphis were not pleased. He was shot in the back of the head while standing on the street in Memphis. His murder remains unsolved. There were many more stories told along the tour, and I will definitely sign up for others. There are so many interesting places in and around the area in which you live. Get out and explore. You'll be glad you did. C'est la vie. Enjoy.